Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I'm going to do a kind of wrap up of the just-in-time devotional kit from ByTheWell4God. I have an unboxing on my channel. I will link it down below for you guys so you can see everything that comes in this kit and some of the bonus extra goodies, or I guess extra goodies that she came out with that you can grab to go along with it. And I only ended up doing one process video on video for you guys. I will link that down below. And then I took a week off, and during that week I kind of wrapped up some projects, and so I worked on this devotional and got some journaling entries done. So I want to show those to you. There are not process videos for them, but I'll kind of explain what I did. These are 14-day devotionals, but I only did 5 Bible journaling entries. So don't feel like you have to journal all 14 days of these devotionals. Kind of work through it and read it, and then just pop into your Bible as you feel led or you're feeling creative. Don't force it. There are no rules. And so I only have 5 entries, and that's because I was doing a lot of other projects at the same time, and so that's all I had time for, which is kind of funny because the first entry here are not in order as far as the days in here. I'm just going in order as they appear in my Bible. I chose for this devotional not to mark like which day entry it is on the page. I just do the journaling. So this one here is Exodus 16, 1 through 4. I believe this was day 13 actually. And so I just used the paints that are included in the kit. You get a little swatch card, and so I used those to write or like hand letter out just in time. I stamped the little clock. This is one of the stamps that was in the kit. Bows from the kit, washi from the kit, journaled a little prayer here. The bunny was actually a clear sticker, and I attached it to some white cardstock and then fussy cut it out to make it into like a die cut piece that I can layer over my watercolor. And then this was a die cut piece from the kit. And then again, using the watercolors from the kit, the little swatch card, I just drew in some flowers and some ground, and there is a light blue background and ink splatters, and kept it simple. That's kind of my way of working through Lori's kits, because the devotional content's so heavy and there's so much in here. I try to keep my journaling entries pretty simple, or I just get bogged down and feel a little overwhelmed if I'm trying to do these overly complicated pages. And I don't know if you can tell on camera, but this paint is one of the Primatech paints from Daniel Smith, which means it's created out of a mineral. And so it's got this fun, like, I don't know, color changing effect to it. Like it's settled, you know, and granulated. And so there's a lot of different color bits in the paint. I really love how that paint reacts. Okay, this one here is Lamentations 3:25. The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the person who seeks him. And so I used one of the new alpha stamps that Lori came out with in her shop. Again, I'll have everything linked down below that I can possibly find. Will be linked down there for you. I also used some of my alphabet dies to cut out the word timing from some of her digital papers that she released. That is new to their shop. They've never had digital papers before. And so what this is like a patterned paper that you can purchase and then print out on whatever medium that you want. So I printed it on cardstock and then used my alphabet dies to cut that out for my title. So it says, in his timing always. Used one of the big die cut pieces from her kit. Now I did cover some text, and that's not a have to in this Bible. You can see I've got plenty of room, especially in Lamentations, but I wasn't really worried. I don't plan on sitting and just reading through Lamentations, especially in this particular Bible, and I probably have only journaled Lamentations less than 5 times in 3+ years I've been Bible journaling. So I'm not too concerned if I cover the text in here. I have another Bible I read out of. This was one of the bonus like extra stamp sets that you could purchase to go along with the kit, and it had this fun little like watch chain, so I added some detail there. Some of the clear stickers from the kit, and then down here these were some die cut pieces that were in the kit, and then I layered, she has that stamp set that has just all these different watches, and so I stamped those in the background just to kind of layer behind it. So really, really fun. And then this washi tape was just a fall washi that I had in my stash. So there is that. And then let me let you see kind of the bleed through here. So I stamped the title and those clocks with the VersaFine, Vintage Sepia, and Spanish Moss. And you can see it's not really bleeding through, but is heavily shadowing. And then I stamped this one here using a big brush marker. And so there is some shadowing, but not bleed through. But this is pretty heavy shadowing. It'll be kind of tricky to cover that, but you can see what that looks like on the front there. Okay, this one here was super tiny. This is a Nahum. This is 1:7. The Lord is good, a stronghold in a day of distress. He cares for those who take refuge in him. And all I did was use some of the watercolor from the watercolor swatch card, laid down a base of watercolor. This little stamp, fully known and loved by God, was one of the stamps. Let's see here. I think it was one of the extra ones. Nope, it was the one that's included in the kit. So it's this little fully known and loved by God. I stamped that using the rose gold Delicata ink, which I got from Lori at ByTheWell4God, and then just journaled some journaling from the devotional itself and kept it simple. And so you don't have to do these big elaborate pages. There are some days that I just popped in, maybe wanted to jot down some notes from the devotional, and that's it. I can always come back in here and do other things with other verses, and I've got plenty of room for that. So that is a really simple entry. This one here, Counting Every Blessing. This is Mark 12:17, and in her devotional she's talking about a Wren Collective song titled Counting Every Blessing. So I went ahead and just journaled out the lyrics that she had included in the devotional. Wren Collective is one of our favorites. We actually, my boys and I, just went to one of their concerts last week, so that was kind of timely how that worked out. So I just journaled those lyrics there. In the background, I did the stamping technique with this diamond texture stamp. I do have a video showing how I did that, and I also have a Tip Tuesday all about using texture stamps, so I'll link those down below. This is one of the die cuts from the kit. This is one of the clear stickers. I had this wood grain washi in my stash. I believe this was from Joann's from their fall collection this year. This was one of the washies from the kit itself. And then I used a mixture of some alpha stickers in my stash and then some alpha stickers that you can pick up to coordinate with the kit. So this, of course, was a little bit more elaborate page there. And this was stamped again with that VersaFine Vintage Sepia, but I did stamp it on a piece of paper first and then stamp it onto here. So you got second generation stamping, and you can see you don't have that kind of bleed through that you did when you just stamped directly onto the page. So that kind of helped. Let's see, this is the one that I do have a process video for. This is 1 Corinthians 10:31. Do everything for his glory. So I will link this video down below. This was another really simple entry to put together. Just some stickers, some texture stamping, and some alpha stickers. This one here in James 1:12, she was going over some Greek word definitions for blessing or being blessed. And so I made sure to, use the alpha stickers to spell out that word and then write out what the meaning was. As far as the background, this is a technique I've used several times on my channel. This is ink smushing with Distress Oxide inks, and I love frayed burlap. It's one of my favorites because you get this brown, but then you also get this kind of oxidized green that comes out in it. And I had these like stack of teacups in this teapot, so I just stamped a jar down in the ink to leave some tea rings or whatever on the page. Again, using that washi tape that was in my stash. These little tile alphas are from her shop as well. And then on the back here, you can see this page was not prepped. And so I didn't have a whole lot of bleed through from where I ink smushed, but I did have some bleed through here where I stamped down with the jar and the ink. So just keep that in mind. These pages are thicker, but it is still not immune to distress inks and distress oxide inks. So there is a look at all of the entries that I did for just in time. Of course, you can do more, you can do less. That's just what I ended up having time for. And I wanted to pop on and just show you, you do not have to do 14 entries when you jump into one of these kits. It's okay to just do a handful of them as long as you're reading the devotional content and reading the scripture. That's what's most important. So I will have linked in the description box all of the videos associated with this kit, any products that I mentioned to go along with this kit. If I miss something, call me out in the comments and I'll be sure to update that description box. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I miss things, but I try to get as much as I can down there. Leave me any questions or comments that you might have down in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.